Hello, CURRO family. I'm Dr. Schalk from Dr. Luke on Call, and today I had the amazing privilege to speak to a colleague of mine, Dr. Leon Venter, who tested positive for the coronavirus when he returned from Europe and has now recovered and is still waiting out his quarantine at home. His wife also tested positively in the meantime, so it was a great privilege to hear from him and to talk to him about his symptoms, his recovery, and he really wanted to share with you so that you can understand what the disease is about. And even though he's an older person, he did really well.
Good afternoon, everybody, and I really want to welcome a very special guest today, Dr. Leon, and he's going to give us personal information of what it is like to be diagnosed positive with COVID-19 and what it is to have a victory over the disease. Welcome, Dr. Leon.
Thank you, Schalk. Happy to be here.
Okay, so you returned from a trip and then you obviously had to isolate when you were back, but tell me a little about the trip.
Well, we went recently on a holiday that included Spain, northern Italy, and also Austria. What was interesting about it, and I did give you this clip, it's about the fact that the Spanish people at that stage, that was on the 1st of March, did not take some personal space of isolation and protection. They didn't take it really to task. So I'll just show you what happened at the Fallas festival that they had when we were there.
Okay, that's very interesting. Let's have a look at what you've seen. Wow, thank you. That's really insightful, and now that's definitely not a lockdown that they had. So then, when you returned, from your trip and coming here, you obviously had to go into quarantine.
Yes, the government instruction at that stage was if you did return from overseas at that stage, you must self-isolate for 2 weeks. And I'm very thankful to my partners that cooperated very well and were very supportive. Yes. And they said I should not carry on working, and we did self-isolate during that stage. We came back on the 15th of March.
Okay, so and then when did you do your first test, and did you have any symptoms before that?
No, we were planning because I wanted to make sure that I'm fine. We did test on the 20th. We came back on the Sunday, we tested on the Friday, and at that stage I didn't have any symptoms whatsoever.
And then when did your symptoms develop, and what were they like?
Well, that night of the 20th, I developed a fever of about 38 degrees and myalgia, that's body aches and pains, and this cold feeling in your sinuses that indicated that there's a cold inside you.
Yes.
And that persisted until the next 2 days, but was better on the Sunday already. And that is when the result came through.
Okay, so what did the results say for you and your wife?
Well, at this stage of when I got the result, my test was positive. My wife was negative. I was feeling better already at that stage. And I was sorting out things in my garage when the pathologist phoned me and said, "You're one of the lucky ones that's got the positive test." I must say, it was quite a shock.
I can imagine just hearing those words, "you are positive," must have been a bit difficult.
Yeah, I think in that stage in South Africa, there were only about 60 cases, and I was one of the first.
Okay. Yeah. So then the progression of the next 5 to 7 days, because they say normally if it's fairly mild, 5 to 7 days, and your symptoms, would develop and then eventually start going away. What did it feel like that week, and when did you test again?
Yes, the fever was gone by the Sunday, and then but the overwhelming feeling was that of tiredness and lethargia. You couldn't do much. I was still trying to mow the lawn and do things, but you couldn't do it much. You're tired out very easily. You still had this cold feeling in your sinuses that there's a flu going on. Yes. But the overwhelming feeling is that just the massive feeling of tiredness. 14 days after the first test, we went for another test. The Western Cape government did phone me every day, the health department, to monitor my progress. And I'm very thankful for that. And they regarded it as a very mild affliction. But and they also said that you should not test actually after 2 weeks. But I think that is because I'm a medical worker. I should test, and I did go on the third. That's 2 weeks after the first test, and it was positive again. And my wife was also positive at that stage.
You improved, your symptoms improved, and she was fine. She didn't have much symptoms.
Even now, I think a couple of days later, she doesn't have any symptoms whatsoever. I'm also feeling great. I don't have any tiredness whatsoever. I've got a little bit of a cough, but my wife tells me that's my usually morning cough. So I'm not short of breath. I'm feeling great. There's no problem.
Yeah, so that shows you, that a lot of people can be carriers of the disease and be positive, not even know that they're positive if you look at her.
Yeah, that we're very, very thankful. I must say, at night in the first couple of days after you've tested positive, you don't sleep so well. You're worried about this, and but it's more psychologically, not so much physical.
Well, Dr. Leon, obviously people will look at this and ask a question because they look at your lovely gray hair and they would say, but this gentleman is not 30 years old, and everyone says the older people struggle with disease, and you did so well. And, would you say it's attributed to the fact that you're a non-smoker, you live a healthy lifestyle, you exercise, you eat well?
Yes, I think to a certain extent. We don't take vitamins. In point of fact, we don't take any medication whatsoever. We're fortunate in that instance, and we take our fruit every morning, and we exercise, and we're very fortunate. I must say we're very thankful that we're one of the 80% that is not afflicted badly, and we were very fortunate. Yeah.
Fantastic. And as for some final remarks, your words of encouragement and message that you want to give to the people watching.
Yes, I would say that one mustn't despair, especially with the new developments in Britain with Boris Johnson being badly afflicted. I must say that one must just remember that most people do have it in a light way, and we were very fortunate to be amongst that group. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for your time and for having this discussion. I think it will really encourage people to not have fear and stay hopeful and look after their own bodies and stay strong. Thank you very much for the discussion.
Thank you, Schalk. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.